Hello and welcome to the Satluj TV podcast. My guest joining us once again today is a former president of the Sikh Youth of America, former president of one of the largest Gurdwaras in California, and the founder of the Sikh Information Centre, the Organisation for Minorities of India, and the Sovereign Star Publishing Company. But he has also been a prolific author, with published titles including Faces of Terror in India, Demons Within, Cultural Malware, and Kite Fights, amongst many others. Bhajan Singh Bhinder, welcome and thank you for joining us once again today.
Hey Scott, Guru Fateh to the Satluj family. Thanks for having me here.
Now, Bhajan, we reported recently the interesting news that according to AI, if we had to choose one religion that would benefit the whole of humanity, it would be Sikhi. Well, it then comes even more interesting that Professor Dr. Jawahar Nesan gave a speech recently at the All India State Conference on Education, where even he said the following.
So there was one philosophy in the 15th, 16th century that born in this land, Punjab. That is why I take much pride and proud to talk to IFACTO delegates. The reason is Punjab. Punjab came out with a philosophy. I'm not talking religiosity. This is education I'm talking about. This is the land where Guru Granth Sahib established. Such a great philosophy, the human philosophy, in the 15th, 16th century. This land gave to the humankind. Had we adopted all India, I think, philosophically I'm talking about. Had we adopted, India would now be the superpower. And Indian society would be highly enlightened and knowledge society.
That's pretty interesting and pretty seismic news, is it not, Bhajan?
Yes, it is very bold and very leading conversation, the need of the hour for not only India, but the Indian subcontinent.
And why do you think this is so significant? Can you sort of talk us through why you feel this is so significant?
For one thing, it's coming from a person who's a vice chancellor. He's very educated. He's very well respected in his sphere of influence. He's very well known in the Tamil Nadu government, and he has also taught in the universities of the United States. And he has come to this conclusion after doing research and really spending a lifelong journey trying to understand the solution to India's dilemma, problems. So then he's addressing the 26 states of India, and he's addressing the educators. And most profoundly and significantly, he's drawing a clear line that either you are on the side of the national education policy, which is basically to brainwash your children into slavery and submission, or you got to choose the path of egalitarian, open, democratic, loving, brotherly society as the teachings of the Guru Granth Sahib properly tells the whole globe. So I think that's why it's very significant.
So this does, of course, go against pretty much everything that we sense from certainly the Indian media and, of course, Indian politics, and indeed the BJP. They were elected campaigning primarily on a pro-Hindu platform. Their whole nationalistic ideology is based around a Hindu Rashtra. This is, at the end of the day, this is the philosophy of Hindutva. And of course, Hindutva is at the moment, it seems, prevailing. It is dominating Indian politics and Indian society. Yet this message is really completely from the opposite side of the mirror of this. So at the moment, it would appear on the face of it that the majority of India, being obviously Hindu, would, on balance by default, prefer some sort of Hindu Rashtra. And yet we have somebody from Tamil Nadu who is standing up and saying, actually, we think this is wrong. We think that the philosophy of Sikhi actually would stand India a better chance of succeeding in the future. Do you think that he is a lone voice in this, or do you think there are others who would stand up and support this idea, particularly outside Punjab?
Well, the path of Hindutva and the path of Guru Granth Sahib, the path of the Begumpura followers, the path of Kabir ji, Ravidas ji, Nanak, and Namdev ji, and all the Tanaji, all these great philosophers of the region, the path of those philosophies and the path of the Hindutva are two very divergent, they are the banks of the rivers. We will never merge. There's no question of this ideologies merging. So right now, for example, if India call itself a democratic society and BJP is being elected on democratic principles and whatnot, in order for a democracy to work and in order for truly to ascertain to society and the world that BJP, the Hindutva, RSS, they do have the people behind them, first you need to have an educated, nourished Democrat who can vote. A vote is like a gun. To an untrained person, he must shoot himself or shoot at his own relatives. So this whole farce of democracy, of intimidation, psychological warfare, brutality, stealing people's lands, ideas, killing people's aspirations, all has been challenged and fought for centuries by the gurus. So we cannot judge on the surface at the moment that the BJP, etc., has the clear mandate. There's always a Jaswant Singh Kalra. There's always a rising star. There's always a Periyar, the hero of Tamil Nadu. They always come to the scene like like right now, we historically have the Banda Singh Bahadur, and by Mr. Nesan drawing the line in the most intellectual forum, it clearly tells us that it is not a settled issue yet. In fact, I would say it's a beginning of a road to a solution, not only for the Indian subcontinent, but also for the Sikhs. So it in fact opens a Pandora's box, and people need to step in and seize this opportunity like the Gurus did. And they went to the south, they went to the east, they were there for 22 years. And when the Baisakhi call came, 80,000 people, 4 of the people who sacrificed for this philosophy of Guru Granth Sahib, that Jawahar Nesan is espousing and advocating and declaring, they came with their heads put on the palms of their hands. They came to sacrifice. One pyara was from Punjab, 4 pyaras were from the far-fledged regions of India, where the winds of freedom has reached, the Guru Granth Sahib's winds of freedom has reached those societies. And again, we are back to that very point in our history.
And one thing that I've always found particularly interesting about the Sikh religion is it is not, unlike I would say most other religions, which have quite aggressive tactics to go out and recruit people into that religion. Sikhi is something very different. Its philosophy is based more on attracting people voluntarily, should I say, in the sense that it does not deliberately go out to convert people to Sikhi. It just says, this is who we are. If you like us, come and join us. As I say, unlike other religions, which are a little bit more aggressive in the way that they try and convert people to their religions. Now, of course, that does come with certain disadvantages, particularly in this context where, of course, what you're saying is that, well, people are now standing up around India, outside the Punjab, and saying, actually, Sikhi is something that we should be following as a nation. Are you finding that this almost, this philosophy to not actively go out and recruit people to Sikhi is putting the religion and ultimately Khalistan at a disadvantage? Or do you think its philosophies are so powerful enough that it will, as it has done in the past, just naturally attract more people to its philosophy?
Well, I think is those who are enlightened, if your lamp of wisdom, if your light of wisdom is lit, and you are not allowing the darkness to settle around you, as Mr. Cholera, I may quote him, then it's your obligation to reach the universe. I believe that the Gurus wants the ideas of Sikhi to be spread to all four corners of the world. In fact, the AIA has endorsed this, and so has Jawahar Nesan, and so has Congressman McClintock, that the solution to the world's problems, we are failing in our duty, converting and educating religion and philosophy. I believe the Sikh Gurus did not want us to do puja. Puja is a Hindu version of praying to deities. Where puja begins, Sikhi ends. When Sikhi begins, ignorance, darkness, puja, they all go away. So it is a duty, if you are a Sikh institution, nothing should be bothering you. In fact, you are doing a great disservice to the Sikh nation by having these notions. Of course, converting is another thing, but igniting flames of wisdom, courage, compassion, dignity, the idea of being born sovereign. You are not a slave. Your head do not bow down to anyone except to the one sovereign. I think these values, whoever has this khajana, treasure, if they are not sharing this, if they are not putting it out wisely to the appropriate regions, according to the way the Gurus put it and the way the cultures understood it, I think they are committing the biggest sin. They're wasting their lives, and they are an impediment to the progress of global humanity. At this point, they are a very big impediment to the people of India who are residing next to a superpower, but they have no toilets. Where the next door, and they are going rockets and bullet trains, and the society is becoming egalitarian, and they are avoiding wars and conflicts. So every Indian, every enlightened Sikh, you have an immediate duty to take the message of the Guru to the most darkest corner of India, into the jungles, everywhere. This wisdom, this reign of hope, this reign of dignity, this reign of courage is the lands are parched, they are dry by the Hindutva thoughts and the Hindutva ideas and the Hindutva philosophies. And it's a myth, it's a psychological war on the most vulnerable of society. And it's our duty to reach out to everyone. And no one is stopping you. You should reach out to Muslims. You should reach out to Christians. It's a disservice to misrepresent the Guru's ideas that we want. The Guru traveled far and wide. He went to part of Europe. He went to Africa. The Guru traveled far and wide. Guru Tegh Bahadur spent 22 years of his life. He did not see his son till the son was 6 years old. He did not rush back. Look at the family of mother of Guru Gobind Singh. She is a warrior. There's no pressure that you got to come back. The primary goal is to enlighten and create an egalitarian society. And we have a purpose on this land. And the Sikhs are duty bound to lead by example, to lead with humbleness, to lead with knowledge and wisdom, and not operate out of ignorance. So I think, we should go all out. Anyone who, Mr. Jawahar Nesan, he doesn't need no permission from any Sikh. He understands the need of society. And the ideas of Guru are open to all. That's why Guru put the 4 doors in the Golden Temple, Darbar Sahib. Everybody is welcome to partake this wisdom. And we will need to go on that path, Scott.
And one particular area that we talk a lot about on our Daily Perspectives programme is this endemic issue in India, in Indian society, of the treatment of women. And it is, of course, linked to a large degree to the caste system, the evil of the caste system. But of course, sexual assaults on women are absolutely endemic in India, and it is a national shame. But of course, if we then contrast that with the Sikh Empire 150 years ago, even 150 years ago, the Sikh community, as the empire was established, they, as part of the basic philosophy, the fundamental philosophy of the empire, and of course Sikhi, upon which it was based, is that women are treated as equals. That was something that was extremely ahead of its time. I mean, it was centuries ahead of its time, even arguably against it contrasts even the British Empire, in which the women didn't even get the vote until the early 20th century. So do you think then that the example of the Sikh Empire, in terms of its treatment of women 150 years ago, that is sending a very clear message to modern day India and this endemic problem of treating women as third-class citizens and objects for sexual assault? Do you think that sends a very, very attractive and powerful message to Indian society saying, you need to stop this, you need to join our philosophy?
Scott, when we talk about the Sikh Empire, I would like to say that it was a result of the teachings centuries from the Baba Farid, the teachings of Guru Nanak, Kabir Ji, Ravidas Ji, all these great noble souls, and the sacrifices of Banda Singh Bahadur. And if you look at the population during Maharaja Ranjit Singh time, Sikhs were about maybe less than 10%, and 90% was divided between the Hindus and the Muslims. The gates and the forts, the entry gates of the city of Lahore, they were opened. The Sikhs, the tiny minority, was welcome, and because they showed ethics, they maintained and survived the toughest conditions. They did not rape women. They did not plunder their enemies. They respected the dignity of everyone. So their way of life, which is what Jawahar Nesan is saying today, is the need of the society. There's incredible philosophy that resulted in being invited to take over the rule and established calm amidst chaos, plundering from the Mughals, the Afghanistans, and then on top of the administrative cooperation of the upper caste, who were always welcoming the invaders, always making sure the administration of the invaders, the Brahmins were co-rulers, they were the de facto rulers. So under those circumstances, Maharaja Ranjit Singh, he inherited a bounty full of sacrifice, ideas, philosophies, and we were not capable, or not sharp enough, or the circumstances didn't allow it, and we need to re-establish those thoughts. The Brahmin idea is to weaken the strong, to deprive the strong. The stronger you are, they consider you the most dangerous enemy. That's why the tiny Punjab Sikh community is considered the #1 problem for Hindutva, for Brahmins, for all forces who want to oppress the strong. They want to weaken them. And women were already weak, so they always attack the weak, make them even weaker. The strong need to come weak, and the weak need to go weaker. The Guru's way is to you start with the weak. Nichanda neech jaat, nichi huat neech, Nanak tenka sang saath, hon vadyan son kya rees. My business lies with the most destitute, oppressed of society. and my goal is to make Khalsa. Guru Gobind Singh said, from being the most oppressed, he won Hanne Hanne Miri. He won a saddle on every human being, that they are sovereign, they are kingly. The turban symbolizes that common man's crown. So I think, it's very clear that when we look at the past, we look at today, and going to the future, there's no reinvention needed. We have a perfect system for society, especially the Indian society, to move forward and be a superpower, a true superpower, not a true super dictator. And let me tell you one thing, Scott. The world is still waiting for a true superpower. Russia may be a superpower. United States might be a superpower. Countries like Israel might have a lot of arsenal, nuclear. Britain may be a superpower, but that is not the superpower. The superpower should go nicha underneath yaar. That is the winning insurance policy. When you take care of the weak, you automatically have a peaceful world. The world is awaiting for the Guru Granth Sahib philosophy as a true superpower, and this should not be seen as an ego for the Sikhs, or we are Sikhs, we are natural inheritors of this philosophy. No, every person needs to work and earn their place in the house of Guru Nanak and the house of Kabir, house of Ravdas Ji Maharaj, and the whole Guru Granth Sahib idea of Piri, Piri, Granth and Panth.
Now, it's interesting. You, of course, mentioned the Brahmins and this centuries-old almost battle between the Brahmins and the Sikh community, essentially because the Sikh community stand really as the main existential threat to Brahmanical control of India. Now, we often talk about Khalistan. We've talked about the Sikh Empire, which set a precedent. It set a prime example of a society run under Sikh principles, which obviously proved to be a huge success. And the argument is that Khalistan, likewise, will follow the same principles and therefore will form the same social success because it will be based on the same principles of equality, etc. Now, of course, Hindutva and the Brahmins stand for something completely opposite to that. They, of course, want to maintain their control of India, and they are fighting for their own Rashtra, their own Hindu Rashtra. So, of course, you are having two large bodies coming head to head here. So, as more and more people are standing up publicly around India, including in Tamil Nadu recently, these key figures are saying that they understand and now support the philosophy of Sikhi. What do you think Hindutva's reaction to this will be? How do you think the Brahmins particularly will challenge this? And what do you think the challenge in turn is for the Sikh community to prevail?
Well, I think the key, we need to have hundreds and thousands of Jawahar Nesans. We need to have other people. That's another advocate of the Supreme Court, Jeevan Singh. He was Jeevan Kumar Malla. He went to the tents of Begumpura, which he called when he went to help the Kisan Morcha. He's a Supreme Court advocate. As he sat among the tents of Begumpura, the Kisans, he felt peace. He felt that he was truly free. So then we have another advocate of Supreme Court, Ashok Kumar, now he's becoming Ashok Singh. We have Manoj Duhan. So a lot of this, including Jawahar Nesan, they attribute their alliance, they attribute their coming towards the Guru Granth Sahib, they attribute their coming towards Sikhi by learning about it. And almost every one of them, for example, Manoj Duhan, he got hold of the book that me and Peter Frederick published in 2018 or 19, and it's called Captivating the Simple-Hearted. So this book is the story of the Sikh gurus, the philosophies, and it was written under the spirit of the gurus, and which is idea of philosophy. And Manoj Duhan, he read the book in the jail when he was put there in trump-up charges. And he came out and he told me that I got your book in the jail and I was transformed. And ever since, he's been advocating for the Jats of Haryana, and he's a very powerful voice in that region. Very inspiring man, very humble man. Again, you want to go to Janal Kaur. She is from Chhattisgarh. She took Amrit after visiting the Kisan Morcha. Her son is an advocate. So we have many pockets, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, and they have all benefited from the book, Captivating the Simple-Hearted. So I think it's very clear that first we need to send the right message. If the book is having an impact, we need to create more such materials. We need to, the book Captivating the Simple-Hearted, according to Jeevan and Jawahar Nesan, it says it sees the history from the eyes of the oppressed. Rather than we push our history down into people's throat, we want to see how the gurus created the Panj Pyaras, the journeys of sacrifice, where it all began, and retrace the steps, and bring it to today's situation.
When I was looking for the philosophy of Sikhism, the book that I have read, a few very good books, and one of the best books written in a very lucid format, both historically, philosophically. And in that one book, I could notice the complete trajectory of the evolution of the Sikh philosophy. And that is Captivating the Simple-Hearted, written by Peter Frederick and Bhajan Singh Ji. A fantastic book that submits and records both history and philosophy, the human philosophy. I could not notice anything there, the religiosity.
So on the issue of Khalistan, relating to that and Hindutva, Khalistan, if you are a Khalistani, if you want to be a Khalistan, you don't need to wait for Khalistan to be liberated. You don't need to wait that you have a Khalistan constitution. We already have it. Every word we say, our actions, we need to behave like Khalistanis today. So the people of India, just like the Muslims and Hindus of Lahore open their gates, please welcome. So I think there's a very duty that Khalistanis, they are duty bound. Nothing is above the Akal Takht. Nothing is above Guru Granth Sahib. So under these guiding forces, and we should do our job, and we should start acting immediately as Khalistan's ambassadors, where people see you the way Jawahar Nesan saw the Sikhi, the way Jeevan Kumar, Janal Kaur, and hundreds of other people coming towards educated people, by the way, and they are transformed, they are educated. So it's very difficult for any Baba or a fake demigod to go to Jawahar Nesan and tell him, oh, you got to do this, every month you got to do this. He's not going to listen to that nonsense because he's been transformed and he's educated. And that's what the Guru wanted, by the way. People who want to meet the challenge, the need of the hour of society, which is very dire today. So Khalistan has a role to play. Every Khalistani has a role to play. The question is, are we willing to play that role?
So, Bhajan, I'd like to maybe move away from the spiritual justification for Khalistan, and let's look at more at the strategic practicalities of establishing Khalistan. And of course, one of the arguments that we often talk about is how actually could it come about. Now, it is likely that should Khalistan be established, that there will be other states, particularly Tamil Nadu as one prime example, will also ask for their own autonomy, probably through their own secession. Now, do you think, and of course, the words that we opened this discussion with were uttered in Tamil Nadu, and it is widely known that there is still a very strong separatist movement in Tamil Nadu, and even mainstream politicians in Tamil Nadu have talked openly about breaking away from Delhi because they feel that they are not being treated with due respect. They feel financially they are losing out. Politically, they are potentially losing out with this new argument of what's called delimitation, etc. In other words, there are lots and lots of arguments that the Tamils are now coming up with publicly, saying that we need to have more control over our own future. In other words, we should have this open discussion about breaking away. Do you feel, and do you yourself support the idea of an independent Tamil nation?
So I want to touch a little bit about the Hindutva response to our egalitarian movement. And this is a true story. One of the guy who was helping me with the captivating the simple-hearted, Jivan Singh Jivan Kumar, now Jivan Singh, a Khalsa, he has helped translate the book into Hindi with Ashok Singh and his wife, and he has helped translate the book in Tamil. And when these books were out, there's one newspaper reporter in Madhya Pradesh who wrote a nice review on the book. And this is a first-hand feedback from the ground that he was visited by the RSS, and they told him that can you buy 3,000 to 4,000 books? We'll pay for it, or we're going to burn it. And you should not write about this book anymore. So from the agent provocators of the Indian state who are masquerading as Sikhs, they are actually, some of them are telling people that if you want donation from us, don't read this book. And then you have the RSS saying that don't buy this book and burn it. So there are responses, all kind. And then again, where this movement is coming from, there might be other challenges. Some demeaning things can be said to derail or discourage people like Jawahar Nesan to come to the forefront. And I think those people who value the thoughts of the gurus, they need to step to the front and they need to clear the way, be the shield, support this movement, not necessarily that I'm asking you to promote the book. No, not that way. But do the best you can. The book is free. We are not here to make money. Anybody want it? I've distributed hundreds and copy and paid for. It's on Amazon and everything. So the BJP, this is a threat to them. This is their death knell. Of course, they're going to do everything. I've been threatened. I told you before, transnational repression. You did a show with me, and how every week they put a new poster against me, that how I'm very dangerous, that I'm a corrupt person. This is all the work of the raw agencies, how to shut people like me down, and other people too. They try to shut down Hardeep Nijjar. Now they are attacking Bhajan Singh Bhinder, and they're not going to stop, right? We know that. And we need to be all knowledgeable of the ground realities of this thing, what's going on behind. So now let's go to Tamil Nadu. I had the opportunity to meet the head of the Tamil Nadu party right now. His name is the Honorable Veeramaniji. Veeramani is technically the driving force behind Stalin and the whole government of Tamil Nadu. He, in fact, came to the Bay Area, and we proudly released Captivating the Simple-Hearted, which translated in Tamil. They changed the title to complement the spirit of the book, and they call it Flowers That Blossom in Blood. And then in Hindi, they put it as Phool Jo Lahu Mein Khile. So they said this is the appropriate title. And so you can see that the Tamil Nadu government at the highest level is very aware. They follow Jawahar Nesan's ideas. And, we need to put this book of Tamil in Tamil. The book need to be on every coffee table. That's what Jawahar Nesan told me. He said, this book needs to be on every coffee table, right? So this is one way. And there are other ways too. That's not the only way. And I'm just a very small, humble servant. I've not been able to, me and my co-author Peter Frederick, it was an idea of love. And Guru's inspired. I could not have thought about writing it any other way. And I don't think so I can ever write a book again on such a topic. It only came to you once, and now it's out there, and thank God it's making an impact in many people's life. Yes, Tamil Nadu will be inspired by the teachings of the gurus, the culture. And in fact, in Tamil Nadu, this year, I already sent you the slides you show here. They are celebrating Vaisakhi for the first time in an extraordinary manner. They are calling it, in fact, in Tamil Nadu, Jeevan Malla has started a school of Miri Piri. It's a real building, and he's holding classes there. Vaisakhi is being celebrated there. But we have to be patient. Some people might not like the way things are done. I'm sure when 80,000 people came from all over India, some of them did not speak Punjabi. Some of them ate rice. Some of them had curly hair. Some of them had dark skin. But that is why Guru Granth Sahib is even celebrated by artificial intelligence. And so Tamil Nadu will benefit from that. Punjab will benefit from Tamil Nadu. If Punjab is trapped, we need to liberate Kerala. We need to liberate Tamil Nadu. We are sitting here in foreign countries. Nothing is preventing us, all our budgets of the Gurdwara. We should be working day and night to get the message, especially we have a track record now. I mean, I can name you so many people. I believe there are almost over a dozen educated Tamils, from accountants, lawyers, working with the government administration. They are all converted to Sikhi. So we have, the Guru has sent a message. So I think that Tamil Nadu, they need to be independent. The people need to choose. The language need to be respected. Sikhs, Punjab and Punjabis, we are dead without Punjabi. We are soulless. We are walking corpses. Our soul is taken away. Our language is our soul. We cannot afford to lose Tamil. We cannot afford to lose Garhwali. All these languages, Guru Granth Sahib welcomed all the languages. In China, Mandarin is not promoted at the expense of Cantonese. Even Jawahar Nesan said that. So we have a superpower who is a world superpower, worldly wise, not the true spirit of the Guru superpower yet. When anyone there is, I will salute that. I'm not going to take that credit away from them. So I think that all the states will benefit with empowerment. And yes, then Punjab is safe. If Khalistan was to occur, we want Tamil Nadu, we want Kerala, we want all these states, UP, to say yes, we want this state to be our neighbor, And likewise, if we see hope in other areas, we need to support them. The idea is to kill this seed of Hindutva, Brahminism, RSS, this whole idea of brainwashing your children. We want to really nip the evil in the bud. And I think, with that, the people will benefit, and states, every state need to be supported.
Do you think then, Bhajan, that there needs to be a greater alliance, a greater political alliance between the Punjab and states like Tamil Nadu to, again, I come back to practical strategy, to actually, obviously there's a lot of talk about it, and obviously we share a common enemy. Tamil Nadu and Punjab share a common enemy of Hindutva, and Hindutva are using the same tactics against Tamil Nadu as it is against Punjab. So do you therefore think, if it isn't happening already, that there should be a greater, more powerful alliance between Tamil Nadu and Punjab and indeed Kerala and these other states that is more activist, that is more active within politics?
I think that I do not give preference to activism or alliance, or your enemy's enemy is my friend. I like this idea. There are no permanent enemies and there are no permanent friends, but there is permanent philosophy for the goodwill of all the people of Tamil Nadu and people of Punjab. And I think building alliances through transformation, cultural exchanges, some unifying. We already are unified. The Guru Granth Sahib is really unified the Tamils and really unified Punjab. And how we can strengthen this unification, and that itself will create a natural alliance and a natural feeling of brotherly love and goodwill. And we should do that to the rest of India, to all the different states.
And in the context of all this, Bhajan, what, as a final question to you, what would your message be to both the Sikh community, but also more importantly to those outside the Sikh community in the rest of India, particularly outside Punjab? What would your message be to those who are now starting to support this whole concept of Sikhi and what they should do going forward?
I think the Sikhs should see this opportunity. And there should be think tanks thinking about the most minute aspect of this opportunity. There are not too many arrows left in the quiver of the Sikh arsenal. I'm not talking about the Guru. I'm talking about the Sikhs. So every moment demands full attention. We have to do justice. We need to be mindful of our security. The people's security in the region, ours and others. So I think, we need patience and understanding and learning, before we react. We need to understand, in depth. Maybe we need to hold conferences, Zoom talks, low key within the community. And on the people that are coming into Sikhi, they also need to learn that someone just telling you, hey, you are low caste. And these kind of things are done purposely, historically, by the Brahmins to chase away. The philosophy is the key, not the people. I mean, jats are not the issue, neither any other. If there is a philosophy, if there is something to be gained by it, we do not want, it's an antidote against Brahmanism. And if somebody is distracting you or giving you false information, do not cheat yourself of the antidote, and the antidote is needed, both Punjab, Sikhs, all over the place, right? So it's an opportunity. We need introspections and we need to be welcoming every aspirant of the Sikh philosophy, Guru Granth Sahib philosophy. It's just like, I see many people here. If they open their 7-Eleven, they are like, oh, good morning, cleaning the tables, they're treating the customers VIP. But then the same people who own these businesses, if somebody come to the Gurdwara, they are one of the most rudest people you will meet, because there's nothing to be gained. Over there's money to be gained. We want the people who believe that Sikhi is gainful. They should put a welcome mat. They should have education. They should have patience. This is now not a war that can be won with weapons. There is a war of ideas. That's why we need to, it's a war of, who can win the war of captivating? Are we going to be able to captivate, or are we going to be captivated? That is the bottom line. And I think when you see that the school of Miri Piri, and I also like to leave with a final word and the video of Janelle Kaur. Now that message tells you what Janelle Kaur has learned about Sikhi and what is she willing to do for a society that Guru Nanak envisioned, Ravidas Ji Maharaj envisioned, Begumpura, the Kartarpur. We want to create Kartarpur. We want to create Begumpura. We can call it Khalistan. We need a secure place so that the philosophy of Guru Granth Sahib can be given full attention. But coming to that point, we have to also be very mindful, be very patient, and have a brilliant strategy to meet everyone, not halfway, but where they begin. We are not going to meet any halfway. The Guru went to those in need, and that's what we need to do.
Powerful message, but there we must leave it. But we will, of course, be continuing this discussion with Bhajan Singh Bhinder again soon. Bhajan, as always, it's been a pleasure. Thanks so much for joining us once again.
Thank you, Scott.
And thank you for watching the Satluj TV podcast. We will see you next time.